I shall not be moved. Anchored in Jehovah, I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. In his love abiding, I shall not be moved. And in him confiding, I shall not be moved. Just like a tree planted by the water, I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like the tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. Though the tempest rages, I shall not be moved. On the rock of ages, I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved.
All right. Welcome to the Waycast. We are in Genesis chapter 27. We're back on schedule, I suppose. You can say that. The theme of chapter 27 is Jacob takes Esau's birthright, and Jacob flees to Laban. And so this section, the first section, is section verses 1 through 4.
And I don't know, but it looks like maybe somebody said something.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'll check and see.
All right.
They'll have to wait till the break.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't think so. I think it just says that.
Oh, okay.
You can't read it? It probably says...
No, I can't.
Make comments and questions here.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
This chapter has its theme, Jacob and Rebekah convincing to get a blessing of Isaac for Jacob. It is the blessing which Isaac intended for Esau. You see, Jacob wanted a blessing of his father. He knew God had promised his mother that the elder would serve the younger. So the blessing was his already. However, he didn't believe God. Rebekah, his mother, didn't believe God. Evidently, Isaac, the father, didn't believe God, or he would have never attempted to bypass Jacob and give the blessing to Esau. He followed his own feelings and appetite in contradiction to the distinct word of God. Sometimes we do that, don't we? The method Jacob used in obtaining the birthright can't be supported on any grounds whatsoever. He used fraud and deceit. His conduct was despicable. God did not condone this any more than he condoned the conduct of Sarah and Abraham in the matter of Hagar and Ishmael. God couldn't use the trickery or cleverness of Jacob. As well as we see God deals with this man in a very definite way. Jacob had to pay for his sin in the same coin in which he sinned. You'll note that as we get into this chapter 26 concluded with Esau, who was about 40 years old, marrying 2 Hittite women. This was a grief to Isaac and to Rebekah. Now they recognized that if Jacob not to marry a Hittite or a Philistine, he must be sent away to Haran, where Isaac got his bride from the family of Abraham.
This section is entitled Jacob Takes Esau's Birthright.
You need to keep up with me.
I need to let everybody know we're live.
I know. I didn't do that either. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, My son, behold. And his son said, Here I am. And he said, Behold now, I'm old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. That's Genesis 27, 1 through 4. Now, do I keep on reading, or are you done? It's Genesis 27, 1 through 4.
I'm going to read down
Okay.
to the next verse.
All right. We've seen that Isaac was an outstanding man, a great man. Abimelech and the Philistines came to make a treaty with him since they feared him. He was patient and peace-loving, but also prominent and powerful. Here, however, he reveals that weakness of the flesh all during his life. Esau had been his favorite, while Jacob had been the favorite of Rebekah. Esau was the outdoor boy who would go out and bring in a deer or some other animal. He'd barbecue it, and the old man would enjoy it. Now he's very old, and he wants to bless his favorite son. He knows very well that God has said the elder would serve the younger, but he bypasses that because he wants to bless Esau. So he tells Esau to go out and bring in some meat, and he'll bless him because of it. What a revelation this is of this family. Have you noticed the family strife since we've come to the last major section of Genesis? There was strife in the family of Abraham because of Hagar. Now there's strife in the family over these twins.
All right, so that concludes J. Vernon McGee's section verses 1 through 4. Now I'd like to look at Chuck Smith's section verses 1 through 4. You know, Isaac, be fast, feeble, does not die. Okay, he be fast, feeble. Well, Isaac is in a feeble state here. He does not die though for many years. In fact, 20 years later, he's still alive.
Even after eating the venison?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we do not know the will of God to be an invalid for so long is worse than death. You know,
yes,
confined to a bed, blind, having to be waited on, and is hard on the person and the person taking care of them. You're better off the spirit was relocated from the body. Not for us to question, though. The feeling he is going to die. Esau cared nothing for the birthright. He's a profane man. He did not care about the blessing. Both went together. Or I guess I said that backward. He did care for the birthright, but he didn't care for the blessing. He sold it to Jacob. And so God's will that Jacob receive the birthright and the blessing is providence. You know, that was God's providence. That's what he had already declared. God declared it, before the birth, knowing in advance their personalities and lives. God chose Jacob, which you'd be like, why did he choose Jacob? Well, Esau was worse. And not by man's deriving. You can not think like God, think thinks wrong to judge God. God it has foreknowledge, and He knows the outcome. We make the wrong selection, though.
We do.
We don't have that kind of knowledge. God does not make mistakes. He knows what he is, what is going to happen. Why would He choose Es- uh, Esau, Esau, the loser? He knows in advance that the older should serve the younger. Mother knew before that God had selected Jacob. She favored Jacob as a result. Esau is not caring for the spiritual, is why God did not, choose him. I can't read my writing. Esau cares about savory meat, and God on the basis of the future. And so that's the way we judge. It's the deceptive seems to come from Rebecca. Jacob rejects it as he knows the difference between Esau and Jacob. So we haven't got there yet. That's verses 5 through